Hello everybody, this is Kyle. Welcome back to my video. This is the part 2 section of voice, that is active voice and passive voice. The previous video covered tenses and its group and also the rules for changing simple present tense active voice to passive voice. This video will cover the remaining rules. And we know every tense has 4 groups that are simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. As I said earlier, we have seen the rules for changing simple present tense. So let's begin with present continuous tense. So displaying the rules are for present continuous tense, active voice and passive voice. The rules are made considering 3 types of sentences that are affirmative, that is positive statements, negative and for questions. To begin with, positive statement of present continuous tense. So present continuous tense auxiliary verbs are is, am, are. So the sentence will have one of the auxiliary verbs along with verb plus ing. For example, if the action is eat plus ing, walk plus ing. Because adding ing shows a continuous form of any action. And then there will be an object, because we know active voice pattern is SVO, which means subject plus verb plus object. On the other hand, the pattern of passive form is object plus verb plus by plus subject. So here in present continuous form, there will be an object plus any one of the auxiliary verb and we are supposed to add being, B-E-I-N-G, being. Adding being, we must include verb 3 form of any action that is included in active form. For example, I said eating, walking. What is the third form of eating? It is eaten, and then walking is walked. Once after, if the main verb is written in verb 3 form after being, then we must add by and then complete the sentence with the subject of the active voice. Let's see the example now. Here's my example. I have constructed this statement keeping SVO pattern in mind because it is in active voice first. Isha is singing a song. Isha is subject, that is in noun group, and then is singing auxiliary verb, and then there is a main action, and then there is a song which is an object. Let's change the statement into passive form now. We know the pattern of passive form, that is object plus verb plus by plus subject. And verb means it includes auxiliary verb and then main verb. So the object of our sentence is a song. A song, and then let's add auxiliary verb. A song is singular, and so we must add is. And I told you we are supposed to add being to represent continuous form. So add being. What is the third form of song? Sung. Let's change it into passive form by keeping the pattern in our mind. Object, a song, add is being, then add the verb 3 form of sing is sung, add by, and then complete it with the subject which is Isha. So the answer is a song is being sung by Isha. It's a passive form of active voice. Isha is singing a song. Here is the next rule of present continuous tense, but for negative statement, there won't be much changes except for adding not. So let's see the example straight away. The example is Sasha is not chopping vegetables. The word not shows the statement is in negative form. Everything else is same as I said because the active voice it is in SVO pattern only here. Subject, verb and object. Okay, quickly let's change it into passive form because we are going to add not only after the auxiliary verb. So let's find out the object of the statement. What is it? Yes, it is vegetables. Vegetables is singular or plural? Of course it is plural, and so the auxiliary verb is are, A-R-E, are. After adding are, what are we supposed to do? Yes, it is a negative statement, so we are supposed to add not and then we must add being. Then add the principal verb in verb 3 form, which is chopped. Chopped, chopped, chopped. After that, let's add by and then complete the sentence with the subject of the active voice, which is Sasha. So the answer is vegetables are not being chopped by Sasha. And that's all about the negative statement rule. Let's go for the question form. Here is the rule of changing or making question form. So present continuous tense question, active voice. Any type of question we must begin it. If it is yes or no question especially, we must begin them with an auxiliary verb. So here it is going to be present continuous, and so we must use one of the auxiliaries. It can be is, am or are, and then add subject, then add verb plus ing because to show it as a progressive statement, and then finally you must complete question with an object for active voice and gender. Even for passive question we must begin with one of the auxiliaries, and then we must add object because active voice will have subject over there after the auxiliary verbs, whereas in passive form we must add object, then add being plus verb 3 form, and then complete the question with by and subject. Let's make an example question using the rules that was given. You can also make your own question following the steps that I say now. So the question should begin with an auxiliary verb, and my subject is going to be singular, and so I am beginning my question with is. Is the subject, and then the subject only should be added, no, because subject is the doer of an action, and so active voice should have subject after the auxiliary verb, and the doer of an action is going to be Ritika. She is going to be the subject. So is Ritika, and she is going to do an action which will be buy. B-U-Y, buy. She's going to buy something. So as it is present continuous tense, I have to add verb plus ing, and so it is going to be buying what? A table. So the object of the sentence is a table. The active voice question we have framed. Now it is Ritika buying a table? Let's change it into passive form. Even the passive question should begin with an auxiliary verb, but here auxiliary verb should be supplied, should be used based on the number of an object. A table is the object of the statement. A table is singular, and so we can use is again. Is a table followed by the object. We must add being because it is progressive tense. Being. Then what is the third form of buy? Buy, bought, bought. So bought. Is a table being bought? Then add buy, then add subject, which is Ritika. And now what is the completed answer? Is a table being bought by Ritika, which has auxiliary verb plus object plus being plus by plus subject. That is passive form. Let us move to the next group of present tense, that is present perfect. Let's look at the rules. These are the rules that can be applied for changing active to passive or passive to active of present perfect group. Again, the rules are made considering the three types of sentences, that is positive, negative and question. Okay, it's time for us to make a present perfect statement, positive statement. Let us follow the pattern that is shown. Let's choose one subject, and then we must give has or have, and then the main action should be in V3 form, then complete it with an object. Okay, yeah. Moving to passive form, we must begin the statement with an object of an active voice, and then we must add auxiliary verb. Either it can be has or have, it depends on the number of object. And then we must add been to show the statement is in perfect form, and then main action should be in verb 3 form as usual. After been, we must add by, and then we must complete the statement with the subject. So let's go for the example now. I have chosen Nitesh as my subject, and then since Nitesh is singular, I must use has only as my auxiliary verb. Then the action is challenged. So verb 3 of challenge is challenged. So challenged her. It is an object. The object of the active statement is in third person objective pronoun when we are bringing it as subjective pronoun of third person, it will become as she. So it is she. As she is singular, we must use has as an auxiliary verb, then add been for using main action. Why? Because active voice will already have the main action word in V3 form. So it will be very easy for us to use the same word. So we know it's challenged, right? So challenged will remain the same. So the passive form of the statement is she has been challenged by Nitesh. That's it. Let's go for the negative statement now. Since we know to apply the rules of active voice and passive voice of present perfect tense positive statement, this is very easy. Here we have to add only not after the auxiliary verb. So let's do it. As I said already, we are supposed to have not after the auxiliary verb just to show the statement as a negative. So my example is Radhika has not written articles. It is an active voice. The passive voice of the example is articles, because it is an object, right? So we are supposed to use articles in the first. Articles, since articles is plural, we are supposed to use have. So we know singular subject will take has, plural subject will take have. So have. So the object is articles, then the auxiliary verb is have. Let's add not because it is negative, and then we must have been because it is perfect. Verb 3 form we already know it's written. Then we must add by and then Radhika. So the answer is articles have not been written by Radhika. So this is going to be the final rule of present group, which is for framing questions of present perfect group. So this is how we must frame question. Use one of the auxiliaries. Use has or have, depends on the number of subject, who is the doer of an action, and you must use the verb 3 form and V3 and then all. So passive form, again you must begin with auxiliary verb, then give an object, then add been because it is perfect, and then as usual V3 form of the active voice. Anyway, it's going to be in V3 form only. Then add by and then subject of the active voice. Here is my example of active voice present perfect question. As usual, the question should begin with an auxiliary verb. So I have used have because the subject they, it is in plural form. The verb is left. Left what? The apartment. So it is an object. The active voice example is have they left the apartment. Let's change it into passive form. Remember, we must begin the question with an auxiliary verb, even for passive form. The object of the statement is apartment. It is singular, and so we must begin a question with has. Has, the object, as I already said, it is the apartment. Has the apartment, then we must add been. Has the apartment been? Actually here the subject is they. They is actually third person subjective pronouns, but we have to change it into objective pronouns of third person, so it will become as them. They as them. So the passive voice question is, has the apartment been left by them? With that rule, we have covered all the rules of present group. So my next videos will cover past and future as well. Thank you all. Bye bye. Take care.